Hello, my bunnies, and welcome to your timeless pick a card reading. Where is your story going? What do you need to know? What is the prediction on your near future? We got 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Timestamps are going to be in the description and pinned in the comments. And I want to thank you in advance for clicking the like button and for subscribing. All right, let's get cracking. Pile number 1. Where is your story going? What is the prediction on your immediate future? Now, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this, you were meant to, okay? Card number 1. The 7 of Cups. Okay, this is the card of dreams and aspirations. So the central theme is your ambitions and your aspirations, your dreams. You see here, there's like a cup with a hand holding a microphone. Perhaps you're a singer or a musician, astronaut. There's a guy's head. Perhaps you're an actor. You get the basic theme. Basically, your dreams. Okay. Card number 2. 10 of Pentacles. Perfect. Well, this is the quintessential dream of achievement, isn't it? It's Pentacles, which is a suit of earth. So that means earthly achievements, property, financial, romantic, personal achievements in your personal life. That's what's crossing. Okay. Now, what's the foundation of this reading? Strength card reversed. Okay, the Strength card in the traditional Rider's-Waite tarot deck depicts a woman, a female, feminine energy. This is a masculine energy in this deck, the Aquarian deck. And she is holding the mouth of a lion open. So it's basically an allegory about taming the id, taming the beast, which is symbolic of our impulses, our having self-control, basically. And pile number 1, it's reversed, so it means quite the opposite. So I think at the foundation of this reading, you're coming from a place where you haven't felt in control of your life. You felt out of control, like the hand that holds the whip is not your own, so to speak. You're not at hold of the reins. Let's see what's crowning you. Okay. The Empress. Perfect. So what's crowning you is the Empress, and this is your ideals. These are your goals. This is the highest ideal achieved. And the Empress is a part of the major arcana. She is the apotheosis of the divine sacred mother energy, the feminine energy. It's a symbol of fertility. It's a symbol of achievement, of manifestation. So that means what's coming in your highest ideal, what is manifestation. Okay. What's passing? What's in your immediate past? And that's Page of Swords. Okay. So Page of Swords is a suit of air. So, and the Page of Swords is it could be a card of a student. Perhaps you're a student still going to school, or you were. And it doesn't mean you have to be going to school. Perhaps you're just a student of life. It also means information. So, and what I'm getting here regards to you, pile number one, is you're coming from a place in your immediate past where you felt somewhat like a novice, like an amateur, and you're moving on from that. You're growing. You are evolving. That's why the Empress is here. What's in your immediate future? What's coming? Temperance. Okay, this perfectly coincides with the Empress energy. This is another major arcana. And Temperance in the traditional Rider's Waite depicts the Archangel Michael with two chalices, and he's pouring water back and forth. It's symbolic of the two polarities, harmony, disharmony, male, female, positive, negative, basically coming into balance. And that's what's happening. So you're going from sort of feeling out of control and not in control of your id, of your impulses, and you're coming to balance. The Empress is indicative of that too, because the Empress is very much in balance. It's in control. Okay. What card represents you? Queen of Swords. Okay, this coincides perfectly with the Page of Swords, which is what you're leaving behind. Okay, you're going from a page to a queen. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. Your mannerisms don't matter. This is energetically. Now, the Queen of Swords gets a bad rap. As we all know, she's kind of known by a lot of people as the bitch of the tarot, which is completely unfair. It's the Aquarian queen. So perhaps you're an Aquarius. Perhaps you have Aquarian in your chart. Also, it could be Gemini or Libra. It's basically the suit of air. Now, she's not a bitch. She's just very shrewd. She's calculating. She's very wise, and she's highly intelligent. It's a kind of feminine energy that's very much very independent. And she's the kind of woman who's a billionaire on her own, self-made, like an Oprah. Oprah is an Aquarius, by the way. You know, and she holds a sword of truth. Okay, she's not a bitch. She can see right through you. She will put on a poker face, and people probably don't realize, but she can read their mind. She sees right through everyone, and therefore she stands her ground. Okay, that's what's representing you now. You're evolving. Like I said, what I mentioned before, you're evolving. Pile number one, Queen of Swords. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, okay, a lot of cards came out, guys. Oh, they fell on the floor. Sorry. Wow. Okay. This is 4 cards. Just to get it, your environment. 4 cards came out. I'm just going to take them, okay? The Emperor. What is surrounding you? What is in your environment? It's the Emperor. That's another major arcana. This is the card of Aries. It's an Aries card. Perhaps you may be in Aries, or you're dealing with an Aries, because this is in your environment, who's around you, or someone who has heavy Aries placements in their chart, or you do. It's the Emperor. It's masculine energy. Doesn't matter whether you're male or female, hetero or homo, applied as it fits, basically. And like I said, 4 cards jumped out at me. Okay, all right. The Justice card, karmic justice. Okay, and the other card is, now this is the card of heartbreak. This is the 5 of Cups. You see this individual is in anguish and ruminating and gazing upon what's spilled, these empty cups here, and not noticing the 2 full cups behind him or her. Just really still grieving over what was lost. And then the next card is the 9 of Swords. These are the 2 quintessential heartache cards of the zodiac. Okay, pile number 1. Whoever this individual is, you're going through some sort of heartache. This individual has caused you a lot of anguish here. I can feel it. I mean, yeah, the 9 of Swords, this is someone who's in anguish. This could be grief, betrayal, abandonment, and you see this individual is just in anguish, and it's the suit of air, so it means mental anguish. The suit of Cups, 5 of Cups, this is emotional anguish. This person left you sort of really, yeah, I'm getting a really, really strong energy here upon number one. I'm sorry. You guys have been through, I can feel a lot of pain. This is a lot of pain here. You guys have been through, or maybe are going through, but I sense it's something just, it's passing, that you've been through a lot of pain. But the good news is this is justice. And justice is another embodiment of the sacred feminine, the sacred mother. You see here, and she's holding the scales of justice here. Okay, so what is happening here is justice is coming, karmic justice is coming on your behalf because of what you've been through. And whoever this individual was, there's kind of Aries energy. So it's an Aries masculine sort of male, Aries male energy. Yeah, those. I mean, I've had experience with some Aries males. They're very complicated to deal with. I shouldn't be so stereotyping like that. I'm just it's just been my experience of what I've experienced. Very, very contemptuous, very petty, competitive, kind of individual that likes to show off on social media and just really likes to rub your nose in it, kind of a win at all costs kind of individual. But what happens to these kind of energies? This kind of person, justice comes, karma comes. You know what I always think of with this kind of individual? I always think of Peter Pan and the allegory of Captain Hook. And in the story of Peter Pan, with Captain Hook's story, there's this crocodile that stalks around and circles around a ship, and its name is Tick-Tock because it swallows a clock, and it's just swimming around waiting. Tick-Tock, tick-tock, tick. That's symbolic of karma, and it's Captain Hook's fear, because he knows that the day is coming. Karma's coming. That crocodile is coming. The day is going to come when he's going to slip and fall in that water, and karma's going to get him. And that's what happens with this kind of individual, this emperor individual. Now, the emperor, it can be a fatherly figure. So of course, there's mainly a positive aspect to this character. But in this read, considering the cards that it came with, all four that it just jumped out, this is the distorted emperor. It's kind of that Aries, kind of masculine male energy. And like I said, my apologies, I shouldn't be projecting out from my own personal life. I apologize to any Aries males out there. I apologize to you guys. Basically, this character is the kind of person that just they know what they did is wrong, and they know it's coming. And this is how they did you. I'm sorry that you guys went through that. I'm curious about this character. What else can we learn about this character? What is his karma? What is karma? What's coming? What's the justice? Oh, wow. Perfect. The Seven of Swords, you guys. Now, this is perfect. And this is what he or she, male or female, like I said, doesn't matter, did to you is going to be done to them. And look at this character. Seven of Swords is this character. He's taken off with the majority of swords, with like 5 of the swords, and it's leaving two measly swords behind. Basically symbolic of taking away all your mental energy, all the time you've invested, and the mental energy you've invested in this person, and this guy's just running away with it, and just doesn't give a kick in the dirt about how he or she has made you feel. But now that's his karmic justice. That's coming to him or her. This is what's coming to them. And this is the kind of character, the kind of individual who, if there's a cake, they'll give you a little slice, and then they'll take a quarter slice and put it on their plate. Then they'll give you another little slice, and then they'll take the rest of the cake and put it on their plate. And while you're just, you're just eating your little slice, not even noticing. And that's the kind of energy this kind of individual has. But guess what? His day is coming. He will rue the day. Okay. What is your hopes and fears? What's coming? Okay. Page of Pentacles. Okay, you're starting from scratch. It's another page. Just like, the Page of Swords here. You're going back in page mode, but this is a much more pragmatic page. Okay, it's a suit of Earth, so you're starting over from scratch. I think pile number one, you're leaving behind this situationship or this romantic partnership, and you're finally climbing out of the darkness and finally moving on up, right? And starting over, feeling somewhat like a novice again, like a page, but this time more grounded because you're suit of Earth, more pragmatic, more realistic about things. Probably not going to allow yourself to get swept off your feet by this kind of energy again. I know that kind of Aries male energy can be very impulsive, and they lasso all the spotlight onto them, and everything evolves around them, and you kind of just end up becoming like a co-star, a sort of sidekick, and you lose yourself, and you're getting yourself back, basically, from this energy, from this sort of dictatorship, this dominating kind of emperor energy. Okay, now, what is your outcome? What is the outcome? What is the finale of the story? Oh, okay. Two came out. Two. Wow, this is perfect. This is just perfect. Pile number one. Two came out, and it's the Sun and the Nine of Rods. I mean, the Sun is the most beneficent card in the deck. This means the wish is coming true. I mean, this is fulfillment on every level, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Sort of a process of individuation, right? Coming into self-actualization. And that's symbolic of the Nine of Rods, because the Nine of Rods here, or Nine of Wands in the traditional, is the warrior, and who's come back from battle, who's won the battle, but he's healing, he's on the mend, he's bandaged up. And look, he's looking towards the sun. You got both these cards. A new day's dawning, pile number one. That's what's coming for you. That's where your story's going. Basically, pile number one, you're having the victory in the story. This person, this douchey wooshy, like I said, he's going to rue the day, or she, about their karma's coming, about how they treated you. That's all there is to it. There's no other way to put it. Karma doesn't play, okay? It's Empress energy, Sacred Mother energy. The Sacred Mother, that's karma. And this dude, or this, this whatever, he or she, this douche is going to get a spanking, basically. Okay? There. All right, this is a great reading, pile number one. What's on the other side of the sun? I want to know. I'm curious. Sorry. What is on the other side of this sunrise for you? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Pile number one. Look. Two of Cups. There's a new person coming into your life. This is a new romance. And this is even Stevens, right? This is balanced energy. This is it's going to be a very balanced kind of energy. Now, if not, perhaps maybe you're attaining this balance of both your inner sacred masculine and feminine within yourself and coming into self-actualization. Being whole in and of yourself, not needing something outside of you. And that's and what usually happens when an individual attains that. Which most individuals, 99% of people don't. The 99% of the people, they just jump from one relationship to another. They never go through the process of self-actualization. They never attain it. Most people live their whole lives without attaining it. Many are called, but few are chosen. I always say that, and it's the truth. You, pile number one, are one of those who are going to attain this. It's also symbolic of ascension. Ascension happens within, kingdom of heaven's within, right? And what usually happens, the outcome when an individual does that, is they end up manifesting the perfect mate, the soul mate, or the twin flame. That's what is usually the outcome of coming full circle in and of yourself, and taking that journey, and that's the reward you get for all the hurt and all the loneliness, and all the abandonment to this emperor, energy did you? You know, this person I could sense is, yeah, this person is not on the right path. And so be it, right? So mote it be. Pile number 1. This is a great reading. I love this story. This is the hero's journey. It's the classic hero's journey, and you guys have the victory. Okay. All right. Pile number 1. Mwah. Pile number 2. Where is your story going? What is the prediction on your near future? Now, bear in mind, this is a timeless reading. So whenever you come across it, whatever year it is, you're meant to, okay? Let's get started. Okay. First card. Temperance. Wow, this card comes out in every reading lately. It's an ongoing theme across the board. Okay, temperance. Yeah, I feel like I'm explaining this constantly because I keep looking at this card in every reading I'm doing. But as most of you know, temperance in the traditional tarot depicts the Archangel Michael with 2 chalices, tempering water back and forth. Balance. And here we see this reinterpretation of the traditional deck is the Chinese tarot. So it's ancient Chinese folklore reinterpreting the original traditional deck, which I love. I love ancient Chinese folklore and Chinese artisanship and culture. But here we see a monk, and behind him is a big temple bell. And that's symbolic of clarity, right? And this monk is obviously in balance. You know, he's just like in the original card, balancing the 2 polarities, his positive, negative, masculine, feminine. That's why he's a monk. So this is the central theme. Pile number 2 is temperance. So you guys are probably a very balanced individual. Card number 2. The King of Staves. Okay, that's the King of Wands in the traditional. You know, this king, unlike the King of Wands in the traditional, has these 2 conciliatories with him. You see here, these 2 female conciliatories. Same theme, you know. He's the fire, suit of fire. Could be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Perhaps you are one of those signs or have those placements in your chart. But that's what's crossing. So what's being told here is that you guys are in a place of balance and also in a place of power. Whether that's within yourself or in your life and among your peers and your contemporaries. Card number 3. What is the foundation? Wow. The Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional. Now look at their interpretation of the Queen of Pentacles. She's elaborately dressed, very expensive fashion, very colorful, very ornate. She's obviously a very well-fed queen, a suit of earth. And what I'm being told here is you guys are, pile number 2, you guys have a good foundation, a very well-nurtured foundation. Perhaps you had really good upbringing, good parents, or if not, you've had some sort of stability that's at your foundation. Perhaps you even attain that for yourself, let's say. But I'm sensing because here's a king and here's a queen. Already I'm sensing you guys are very much somewhat advanced. Okay, what is crowning you? Okay, here 4 of Swords. Interesting. Now, this deck's interpretation of the Four of Swords is completely different than the traditional. The traditional shows a knight who's come back from battle, lying in a funerary position, with a sword lying at his side, and three swords floating above him. The card usually augurs respite, sometimes very deep self-analyzation, deep self-analysis. But it does symbolic. It's symbolic of a delay, of a sort of pause in life, reflection, self-reflection, deep self-reflection, coming back from battle. But here, they have these two soldiers, these two swordsmen, and rather than coming back from battle, they're on pause. They have look at the look on their faces. Kind of very neutral, right? Look on their faces. They look very calm, and they're about ready to go into battle. It looks like they're being called into battle, and they're just very calmly and very neutrally just waiting for those ram horns to call. So what I'm sensing here, what I'm being told here, pile number 2, is you guys are probably ready to take action. You guys are ready to fight for what it is that you want. Now, what is passing? What is in your immediate past? The Three of Staves. That's the Three of Wands. And again, here's a completely different reinterpretation of the traditional. The traditional shows a man, and he's standing with the 3 rods, and he's holding one staff, and the 2 are on his right side, and he's looking out across the ocean, and there's these ships coming. So it's basically a card that the allegory is saying someone who's waiting for the results of their efforts, waiting for the ships to come in, so to speak. Now here we see this. It's an older man. It looks like he's like a kung fu master, like someone who's definitely, like I said, pile number 2, someone who's advanced, and look what he's doing with the 3 staves or 3 wands. He's taking action. He's not waiting on dividends or waiting for results. He's not he's not waiting. He's in action. He's somewhat juggling the 3 staves, with foot and his arms. Kung fu master. He's a master. He's not an amateur by any means, and he's very result oriented. He's not in a state of waiting. So I think what's being said here, what's in your recent past, is you guys have been taking action. You guys have been at it, right? What is coming? Queen of Swords. Wow. Okay. More royalty. You guys have a king, a queen. There's another queen. Queen of Swords. Pile number 2. I'm sensing you guys hold yourselves in very high regard. Okay. There's definitely a sense of deep self-respect here. And that's why I think you started off, your central theme is temperance, balance. Now, the Queen of Swords is the Aquarius Queen. It's a very Aquarian card. It's a suit of air. Could be a Libra or Gemini, but very Aquarius. And look at her. She's kind of somewhat like King of Wands. You know what I mean? She has her 2 conciliatories. She's holding up her sword. And look at I love this card, man. I wish you guys could see it in person. Look at her regalia. Look at the fashion. Look at that. Look at how elaborate that is, and how just ornate that is, and it's very elegant, very very flamboyant, but tasteful. It's very you know what this queen is like. You guys are coming to a place of power. Pile number 2. Like I said, like what Four Swords is indicating. You guys are ready to take action. Here it is, taking action. And you're ready to cut through any bullshit that might come your way. That's the Queen of Swords. Aquarian Queen. She's a freedom fighter. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Queen Amidala from Phantom Menace. um, for my Star Wars geeks out there. Now, Queen Amidala, if you guys are familiar with Phantom Menace, she was dressed just like this. You guys have to, if you guys haven't seen it, or at least look up the photos of Queen Amidala from Phantom Menace, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, she was that queen who she disguised herself as just a commoner, just so she can go into battle and so she could fight for her people. That's the kind of queen this queen is. Okay, she's not just going to sit on her throne like Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Cups, and be passive. She is a warrior queen, and this is total Queen Amidala card. You know what? Queen Amidala is total Aquarius, actually. Okay, now, what card is symbolic of you? Wow, you guys, pile number 2. You guys got a king, the King of Cups. Okay, check this out. You guys have a king and queen of every element. King of staves, fire. King of coin, queen of coins, earth. Queen of swords, air. Now you have a King of Cups, water. Man, you guys, pile number 2, you guys are a powerful person. Definitely in spirit, I can feel it. And there are great things ahead for you already. I mean, you're going to reach, this is like CEO energy. But look at what's interesting about this king. Unlike the other king, he's alone. He's standing alone. He doesn't have anyone else around. It's just him. And he's offering his cup. So this is a very giving king. A very compassionate king, obviously. And, it's water, and water is symbolic of emotion, right? So this represents you. Okay, even though you can be this Queen of Swords, you're a fighter for justice, right? Freedom fighter, a fighter for equality. That could be for yourself in your own life. Perhaps you're involved in a career that helps other people. If not, apply it as it fits. But you're definitely, I'm sensing a giving nature about you. Even though, probably within context, though, depending on those around you. Okay, what is your environment? The 4 of coins. Okay, check this out. Now, for those of you who are familiar with most of you probably are, with the traditional deck, the Rider-Waite, the 4 of Pentacles is completely different. It's this man with a very disgruntled look on his face, clinging to his big pentacle and sitting on top of his others. It's a guy who has his, I have mine, and that's all he cares about. It's miserly. It's very miserly, kind of like a Scrooge card, It's someone who's got their shit together and they don't care about anyone else, and they're not going to really give. But this is different. This is a child. They have a child here, and it's jovial. Look, he's laughing, and rather than clinging to his 4 coins, he's dancing with them. So what I'm sensing, pile number 2, is you guys have your coins in order, have your ducks in order, have a sense of stability, but you're not in a state of need. You're not clinging to it. You're not a penny pincher. You're enjoying it. You're enjoying what you've earned. Okay, your hopes and fears. The Knight of Coins. Wow. The Knight of Coins. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, look at this. Okay, guys. Look at this knight. Look at him. Look here. That does not look like a knight. That looks like a king. I mean, look at this guy. Looks more ornate than the kings. Look at him. He's a knight. Okay, you know what this is saying, pile number 2? You guys are, even though you're probably in this phase of your life, you're not the king or queen yet. You know that you already feel like a king or a queen. Because look at this knight. He's not carrying a a shield, and he's not on a horse. He's just holding up his coin, and he's wearing some dope ass threads right there. Look at that. I mean, that's expensive gear, man. See what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, he looks more like a king than the actual kings. So this is a knight that knows he's going to be king. And he's very, obviously, very sturdy, very grounded, very stocky, well-fed. And he doesn't look like he's about to go into battle. So that's what I'm sensing, what's being told here. You're achieving your hopes, and you're very confident. Pile number 2, I'm getting an energy from you guys that's very efficient. I'm getting entrepreneur. I'm also getting probably military. Perhaps some of you have had military training, have been in the military. I'm definitely getting education. You guys have gone through your education. You guys completed it. You guys got your masters. Many of you probably got your masters or are well on your way to it. I sense you guys are very methodical, very pragmatic, and very practical. And like I said before, highly advanced, because this is all kings, queens, and even the knight that comes up looks like a king. So you guys are very, there's discipline here. There's a lot of self-discipline here. And there's a very practical sense of the way you go about life. That's what I'm feeling. No nonsense kind of person. And you guys already know the outcome, obviously, because you guys are doing what it takes. You guys are taskmasters. Now, what is the outcome? Okay. The 2 of Cups. Wow. Look at this, you guys. Look here. Look at this interpretation. Now, what this allegory is saying here is that this is coming to a place of self-actualization, self-fulfillment, really being fulfilled in oneself, not in need. This is not a guy who's in need. This is a guy who sees the magic in the moon. His emotions, he's in a romance with himself. He doesn't need anyone else. But guess what? There's this cup there that he has sitting there waiting across from him at the table. And it's almost as if he already knows, just like this knight knows he's going to be king here. This flamboyant knight, look at who obviously knows he's going to be a king one day. This guy has this cup waiting at this table. He knows that this person's going to come. He knows it's manifesting because it's already inside him. He doesn't need that other person. He has a cup to give rather than needing someone to give him a cup. Get what I'm saying? That's very intriguing interpretation. Very auspicious. And it's a very deep, this is self-love. And what is the result of when one comes full circle within oneself? When one is self-fulfilled, the natural result is the manifestation of balance, of manifesting in that perfect union in the physical realm. Okay? I'm curious. I want to elaborate on that card. Let's expound on that. Oh, wow. Okay, wow. Look at this. Look here. Look at this. This is the 9 of Swords. Okay. Like I said, for those who are familiar with the traditional, the 9 of Swords is one of the darkest cards in the deck. It's a person sitting all alone in the dark in their bed with their face buried in their hands, crying, and there's these 9 swords looming over them, and it augurs nightmares, it augurs loneliness, abandonment, betrayal, rejection. It's a very dark card. But their interpretation here, look at her. It's a feminine warrior. It's a female warrior. She's not lying in bed. She's not crying. She's staving off the swords that are coming toward her. So, like I said before, pile number 2, I used the word efficiency, that you guys are very efficient. a very can-do type of person. I keep on sensing that many of you probably have been through military training or just some sort of discipline, maybe martial arts, maybe training, weight training, um, spiritual practice, yoga. You guys are very self-disciplined. Now, this woman, okay, you guys have obviously had your share of heartache in your life, but you didn't drown in it. You guys got right to it, didn't you? You guys staved it off and moved on, and rather efficiently. So this is a great interpretation of the Nine of Swords. You know, we could all do well to follow your suit, pile number two, for sure. And I'm finding your guys' energy very motivational and very practical, and which the world really needs right now. Yeah, let's take one more card. Let's just take one more card. I'm curious. The Two of Coins. Wow. Okay. Okay, pile number two. Do you see the numeric synchronicity here? The Two of Cups, and then we get the Two of Coins. And now look at this. Look here. Now this is more similar to the Two of Cups in the traditional than the Two of Cups is in this deck. There's these two individuals, and just like in the Two of Cups in the traditional, they're holding not cups to each other, offering each other not cups, but offering each other their pentacle, their coin. What this means, I'm sensing, is these are two professionals. These are two established individuals. Just see what I was saying earlier, pile number two, with this Two of Cups, this guy, he has his cup here, you know, at the table, just waiting for someone to join him. He knows, like, you guys know this is happening. There's pile number two. This is what's coming. This is where your story is going, is success and love. There's a union coming to you, and this person who's gonna join you, by the way, male or female, hetero or homo. So don't get caught up on the gender. This person is going to be, because look at them, they each are offering each other's coin. Balance. It's going to be another professional, someone else who holds himself in high regard like you do. It's going to be another king or queen, okay? And that's what's happening. That's what's coming. That's what you're manifesting. And I sense it's because you guys have been very methodical, very practical about your approach to life, about a can-do type person, a taskmaster, you know, with the right attitude, a very, like I said, that word keeps on coming up, efficiency, a very efficient attitude. And I sense very discipline, self-discipline here. There's self-discipline here. This is a great reading, pile number two. And I'm very inspired by you, actually, and and actually can absorb some of your energy, because we all need this kind of energy in our lives. All right, pile number two. Mwah. Pile number three. What is a prediction on your near future? Where is your story going? This is a timeless reading, so whatever year it is, when you come across this, you were meant to. Okay? Let's get started. Card number one. The Ten of Cups. One of the most auspicious cards in the deck. And this is complete emotional fulfillment, abundance, the attainment of one's highest desires in one's personal life, in one's private life. What's crossing? More cups, Three of Cups. Okay, now this is the suit of water, so perhaps some of you are a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, or have those heavy placements in your chart. Now, Three of Cups in the traditional is depicting three girlfriends holding up a drink and having a toast. So it's kind of symbolic of going out to the club, right? Nightlife, partying, social circle. It also means collaboration. Or now okay. For those of you who resonate with what I'm about to say, I'm sensing a polyamorous thing going on here. I'm just going with the flow. What the information that's coming through? Okay, that's not going to apply to all of you, but I'm sensing some of you might be involved in some sort of polyamorous kind of situation. Okay, that is the Page of Wands. All right, that's a sort of a new beginning, a new passionate beginning, feeling motivated, inspired, but coming from a new place. There's a sense of whimsy here. So pile number 3, I sense you guys are kind of having a new start, starting over, so to speak. What's crowning? Oh, wow. 2 of Cups. Wow, you guys, look at this. You guys got the 3 of Cups now, and the 2 of Cups crowning. The numeric synchronicity never ceases to amaze me. So 2 of Cups it's the Lover's card. It's 2 individuals face to face offering each other their cup. It's union, soulmate, balance. That's in your highest ideal. So pile number 3, there's good things coming for you. What's passing? The 2 of Swords. Okay, pile number 3. If you got, most of you probably are familiar with the traditional. It's a woman blindfolded with 2 swords crossing her. So it is an allegory on being in a state of stalemate. It's just sort of being stuck, not being able to really see. There's no clarity, feeling bound. So you guys are coming from a cycle that had you feeling very. There was no movement. You felt very trapped. What's coming? 4 of Pentacles, stability, and this is the suit of Earth. So this is stability in your home life, in your financial life. So there's stability coming. Pile number 3. What card is representing you now? More Cups, 6 of Cups. This is more Cups. You guys, there's a lot of water going on here. So I think the central theme of your reading is a lot of emotional healing. 6 of Cups is, and there's a soulmate thing going on here too, which is pretty much the theme across the board for all readings I've been doing. It's what's going on in the planets right now. So 6 of Cups in the traditional depicts 2 childlike beings face to face, and the cups around them are blooming with flowers, and it's a card symbolic of childhood love, childhood friendship. Also means soulmate or twin flames. It also means a pure, innocent love. So it's a card of purity and innocence and pure love. Now, what is your environment? Okay, this is the 9 of Swords. Wow, okay, this is coinciding with what has been passing, which is the 2 of Swords. Now, 9 of Swords it's one of the darkest cards in the deck. In the traditional, it depicts a person all alone in the dark, sitting up, awake in their bed, with their face buried in their hands, crying, and the 9 swords looming over them. It's nightmares, it's sleeplessness, it's betrayal, abandonment, rejection, it's mental anguish, psychological turmoil, burden. What's being told here? I think this is the environment you're coming out of. was your environment. And for some of you, you're still kind of in that environment, but you're making the transition. You're coming out of it. And of course, this environment, swords are the suit of air, so it's all within the psyche, right? It's your mental environment. This is your mental terrain. You're coming out of this way of living, these psychological burdens. You're coming more into your emotions, and you're coming more into balance, which is indicating you're going to be manifesting a union in your life, emotional fulfillment. Now, what is your hopes and fears? Three of Pentacles. Okay. There we go again with the numeric synchronicities. You got the Three of Cups crossing, suit of water, emotion. Now, in your hopes and fears, you have the Three of Pentacles. 3, 4. You can't make this shit up, you guys. Okay, so again, this is collaboration, perhaps collaborating on a business endeavor. Pile number 3, I keep on I keep on getting this, being told that there's a polyamorous thing going on here. For those of you who it applies to, some of you, probably a polyamorous or a business venture. I don't know. All right. What is the outcome, pile number 3? What is your outcome? The Ace of Swords. Okay, perfect. And this is coinciding with the swords in your reading. This means complete victory. This is victory over your mental terrain, because it's suit of air and it's your thoughts. This is clarity. This is a sword of truth. Pawn number 3, what's the major theme here is you're coming out of a lot of mental anguish, and you are getting the truth. You can see the truth now of your mental patterns, your mental blockages, and your psychological burdens. You're cutting through. You know, it's like that old proverb, you know, the truth shall set you free. I know that sounds cliche, but it's true, right? When you finally can see what's going on with yourself mentally, it sets you free, because you're able to cut through. And you see, here's the crown above the sword, and that's indicative of attaining that a sound mind, right? You're finally victorious over your own mental burdens and your psychological dysfunctions. And when you're mentally sound, guess what? You become emotionally balanced, because your emotions pretty much are caused by your mind and how you're thinking and how you're perceiving things. Let's expound on that card. The Ten of Swords. Wow, okay. You guys, you just can't make this shit up. I mean, you guys got the 9 of Swords, and now you got the 10 of Swords. Okay, now don't worry. This doesn't mean this is what's coming. It's not going to be the outcome. The 10 of Swords is another one of the darkest cards. It shows a person with 10 swords stabbed in their back, and they're laying face down, bleeding out, dying. Someone who's been murdered by everyone around them. It's complete betrayal. It's being completely abandoned by lovers, friends, family, just complete loneliness. And that's what you're coming out of. And this is number 10. It's the ending of that cycle. Pile number 3, this version of you is died. It's died. And you're at the point of no return. See? Because the sword of truth has been erected within you. Kshing! You know what I mean? And this version of you, it's the death of the ego. All your burdens, your resentments, your cycles, your patterns, the loop that you were in, which had you crossed with 2 swords crossing you, had you blind. You couldn't see the sun across the ocean. You were too deep. You're in the dark. But now you can see. Pile number 3. You can see, and that sets you free. Now you're able to rewrite your story, and the roads are open now. Your roads are open because the former things have passed, and there's no turning back. Right? When you can see when you can see the dysfunctions of your thinking and your patterns, there's no turning back. You can't just become that person again. Because why? Because you don't want to. You know what the outcome is of that way of thinking. Let's get another card. Just one more. The Magician. Okay, this is a perfect card to end your reading with. The Magician is the master manifester, right? He takes control of all 4 of the elements, and he is manifesting. And it's the number 1 card in the major arcana, which means a new beginning. Perfect. Pile number 3. Where is your story going? You're letting go of the old, and you're redefining yourself, and your former self is died, basically. The death of the ego, and there's no turning back, and your roads are open, and there's stability is waiting for you in the material world, but there's emotional fulfillment coming for you. That's why the central theme was 10 of Cups. There's going to be a happy, fun cycle of friendship, business venture, perhaps collaboration, and it's going to be a new version of you that's not going to be bound anymore by former resentments or regrets, contempt, your fears, you're being bound by your loneliness, and in these cycle, you're getting out of that, and you're giving yourself a chance. You're cutting through, pile number 3. Good for you. All right, pile number 3. Mwah.